Hi, it's Anthony Ramos from GLAAD. Kristen, I want to start with you. Finally, a queer romantic holiday film. What would it have meant to you to see something like this, back when you were younger and coming up?
I would have had so much fun watching this movie. Would have been a different experience. Like I primarily, like anyone else, most rom-coms are between a girl and a guy, and I love rom-coms, and like I have always kind of wanted to be in one. And I have to say, recently, I can't really see myself getting into like just a normal, straight down the line, like heterosexual rom-com. So at least I got a chance to do this with Clea and Mackenzie, blah blah. So like I grew up in a time where this would never be a commercial movie. So I was really proud of Clea and really happy to be involved.
So great. Mackenzie, I'm going to go over to you. The film is hilarious, but it's also very heartfelt at times. What did this movie kind of teach you about what queer people have to go through when it comes to coming out and acceptance with their families?
Well, I think something that Clea handles really beautifully in the movie is this idea that there isn't a universal coming out story. It's not hard in the same way for everybody, and it's not just met with love for most people, and that you just begin your life with complete support behind you. Because I think when I first read the script, I was sort of like, she's 30 and she still doesn't come out to her parent. Like, is this an outlier? I just wanted her to do it already, and I was kind of unsympathetic in the first read. And Clea was really insistent that this is as valid a version of somebody's coming out as Dan's or as Kristen's, or sorry, I'm speaking about the characters in the movie, as John or Abby's, or anybody's. And I love that about the movie.
Mine's
and
very
Kristen's.
important, okay?
Yeah, and Kristen's. So yeah, I think just showing this sort of like panoply of experiences, and not being like, this is the monolithic experience for coming out, but being like, yeah, Harper's behaving badly at times and we don't like her, but it's still a valid story. And just because you don't identify with the forces that are keeping her in the closet, it doesn't mean she doesn't feel them every second of every day.
Kristen, what was it like for you to share that really impactful scene with Dan Levy when it talks about, there's no rules for coming out, everyone does it on their own journey? What was it like for you to be a part of that scene?
I was so lucky to have Dan as a scene partner in that particular part of the movie, because as much as I do think the comedy is grounded in the story and none of it feels frivolous, the movie does get kind of broad sometimes. And so, it's hard to all of a sudden, kind of spout wisdom and, sound kind of like you're almost talking to the audience. But when I was standing there, I was like, first of all, I couldn't not be emotional because he's so good and honest, and basically like I didn't have to do anything but stand in front of him, and I was already, feeling like the scene was there. And I felt like I was also kind of witnessing like this rad kind of what felt like to me historical moment where he spit some wisdom, and it just like felt from his perspective really, I don't know, like I was lucky to hear it as an actor and as a person, like all of it, even though Clea wrote a really beautiful speech, he took it and personalized it and owned it, and it just sort of sounded like he had this beautiful mouthpiece, and this is why the movie's being made. And I was like, oh God, this is why we're here. And I felt it, and it was really nice.
It was so nice. Thank you so much. And I'm just putting it out there. Holiday movies love a sequel, so maybe let's just put it out into the universe. Fingers crossed for a sequel.
We're already brainstorming.
Yes,
yeah.
I love that.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, hopefully I'll get to talk to you about the sequel in a couple years. Thanks so much.